In this lesson, I want to explain about the CSS3 Media Queries module, which allows you to specify rules for different devices through simple queries about the device's features, such as screen width, device width, color depth, and orientation. I'm sure you're familiar with the media attribute, which lets you specify which types of devices should use your style rules. For example, when linking a style sheet to a web page, adding media equals screen tells browsers that these styles are intended primarily for color computer screens, whereas adding media equals print tells them that the styles are for printers only. Media queries expand on this, allowing you not only to specify the media type, but also to set conditions such as minimum or maximum screen width. This means you can optimize your sites for different devices, sending one set of style rules to desktop computers and other rules to mobile phones and tablets. You set the conditions using one or more media features. This lists some of the most common ones. You can prefix most media features with min or max to indicate minimum or maximum values. For example, in addition to width, you can specify min width or max width to specify the minimum and maximum width. As you can see from this table, in addition to width and height, media features include device width and device height. In the case of desktop or laptop computers, the difference is clear. Width and height refer to the dimensions of the browser viewport, whereas device width and device height are the overall size of the screen. With mobile devices, the distinction is not so clear-cut. Most smartphones and tablets use width and height to mean the physical dimensions of the screen, and device width and device height to represent a notional viewport. For example, the iPhone and iPod Touch have a screen that's 320 pixels wide, but the notional viewport has a default width of 980 pixels. To complicate matters further, Android devices take orientation into consideration when reporting width and height. Apple considers height to refer to the device's height in portrait mode. Specifying media queries is quite simple. You specify the value for a media feature after a colon, in the same way as you do for a CSS property. Each condition is wrapped in parentheses and added to the media declaration using the keyword AND. It's also advised to add the only keyword at the beginning to hide the media queries from older browsers that don't understand them. You can also add multiple conditions like this. So the second media query targets screens that are between 361 pixels and 768 pixels. Anything outside that range, the styles won't apply. Media queries can also be used with @rules. For example, to use a media query with import, you add it like this. The syntax is exactly the same. The only difference is that the media query is not enclosed in quotes when using @import. You can also use media queries with @media rules inside your style sheets. In this example, the header h1 style rule is applied only to screens that are no wider than 360 pixels. As you can see from this table on caniuse.com, media queries are supported by most browsers, including those on mobile devices. The fly in the ointment is Internet Explorer. Although the latest versions support media queries, IE 6, 7 and 8 don't. But this isn't a major problem, as long as you remember to serve a set of basic rules that are recognized by all browsers. The real value of media queries lies in being able to target specific rules at smartphones and tablets.